This is a video chart presentation of Hansen Medical. It's a NASDAQ listed stock trading our ticker HNSN. See, the stock's been in a pretty nice uptrend in 2014, rising from lows down around $1.50 all the way up to a peak at $2.89. Slipped back down and kind of been range bound to a certain extent for the last 2 months. Some fluctuations here and there, but essentially caught between 220 and 240. And this little doji right here, or spinning top some people would call it, which represents indecision, holding the price per share over top of the 50-day moving average, and then a little bit of buying pressure on Thursday, close up 1.3%. It's just enough to keep an eye on to see if the stock is going to move off this 50-day and try and break through and close above this 240 resistance in a bid to try and come through and create some higher closing prices going forward. Now the MACD, which made a nice move through here, has just kind of run sideways, but now come right back down to that zero mark that we often talk about being an important point to hold for a chart to start taking on a more bullish look. So the MACD is kind of at a critical point, and again, going along with the idea of the stock on a support and the 50-day makes this worthy of a watch to see if we're going to get a bullish cross where this blue line breaks back up through the pink line, demonstrating a short-term shift in trend. So something to keep an eye on. Not getting a great deal from the slow still. Not a lot of momentum in the stock. Of course, there's not been a lot of fluctuation in price, not much change in volume, so obviously there's not a lot of momentum in the play. But what we will be looking for is the move upward and the break back through 50, similar to this point, where you can see the momentum really started picking up, and so did the stock price. Also seeing a little bit of sideways action in the money flow index, but curling back upward, and now pressing on 50. You can see with a 46 reading. Just tells me that the stock price is right near its 14-day average, but a break back up through 50 is a bullish indication that people are starting to pay higher prices for the stock. So similar to the MACD, it's just in that type of position to pay attention to it and see if it's going to go much more bullish. Same way with the relative strength index, the 14 trending right there at 50, telling me that neither the bulls nor the bears can really take control of momentum. But what we look for is just like through here, holding over top of 50, showing sustained bullish momentum, and with that, stock price made a nice move and then another nice move, and has been fighting ever since to maintain that strong momentum. So with it right at 50 and starting to tick upward just a little bit, we'll be looking for a stronger move to put some distance between the 14 RSI and the 50 mark to move closer to 70 to indicate strengthening momentum. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to look for this support right here at $2.20 to stay intact. It does run a little bit lower. We could say it, bring it all the way down here to around 215, but I'm looking for it to hold over top of that 50-day moving average. And with that currently at $2.14, I want to see 220 hold and see if the stock's going to start to take on some upward pressure, try and break back above this 20-day moving average, which is the center of the Bollinger Bands. Stocks trading above the 20-day are in a much more bullish position, and as it happens, there's a pretty tough resistance level there. It's been set up over the last couple months, with the stock only closing above that point on 4 occasions before slipping back down into this channel. So even the move from current levels at 228 to break through 240 is not a bad little percentage move, but if it happens, especially if we see an increase in volume, it's going to increase the likelihood that the candles are going to come up and try and break through 260 and potentially test this old high up around 290. It's not terrible liquidity in this, 418,000 shares traded on Thursday. That's right about average for it, but it certainly can have some higher volume days, and that's what I'll be looking for is an uptick in volume, which will help rotate this MACD and get this RSI pushing more near 70 to show that the bulls have a grasp on momentum. If it happens to fall through this support, for me it would be technically probably a walk away from it type of thing. It's taking on a much more bearish look if that happens. Probably going to come down here and try and test some support down around $1.90, which is a pretty healthy fall from current levels. And again, overall, the chart just won't be looking as nice. It'll be starting to take on a stronger downtrend from those highs, and the chart just won't be as appetizing. So pay attention to that 220 mark as a pretty important level to hold as support. But all in all, it's a pretty nice looking chart over the last 3 months, and one we'll keep an eye on going forward to see how it performs. But as always, merely my interpretation of the HNSN chart. I'm not a financial consultant. Strongly encourage you to do your own proper due diligence. Consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Please visit the allpennystocks.com website to view the full disclaimer disclosure, and do not base any investment decisions upon any material found on the website and/or this video chart. No person employed by All Penny Stocks is a registered investment advisor or licensed broker-dealer. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.